Mustang fans, welcome to the girls basketball game between the Davies Eagles and the West Fargo Sheyenne Mustangs. We just got done with the boys broadcast, and the Davies boys came out on top with a 70-64 win. It was a pretty good game, back and forth, Dan. So now we'll get to see Sheyenne try to redeem their loss against Davies last time for the girls, of a 74-47 game at Davies.
Absolutely. You know, Sheyenne coming off a victory just last night against the Devils Lake Firebirds. And Coach Wingenbach mentioned at halftime of the boys broadcast, Devils Lake did a lot of pressuring of Sheyenne last night, something that they're going to expect to see from Davies. We know that's how Davies plays. Davies beat the West Fargo Packers last night at the Davies gym 80-45. So they are the class of the East right now. And that's who everyone is chasing. You know, and Jackson, as I looked at the EDC girls standings, things have gotten very interesting because as it sits right now, you have Fargo Davies at number 1, Grand Forks Red River at number 2, Sheyenne at 3, and West Fargo High at 4. And I would imagine if you're sitting at 2 or 3, you want to make sure you stay there. You don't want to end up with that semifinal matchup against a tough Davies squad. And so this is going to be a big game tonight. Of course, Red River still has a game against Sheyenne coming up, and Red River also has a game against Davies yet to play this season. But this is coming down to the wire, and then after those 4 teams, there's a pretty big drop-off in terms of wins and those sorts of things. So important game, obviously, for Davies to maintain that big lead on that they can have. They can kind of do what we talked about Sheyenne had an opportunity for in the boys game. They can extend that lead here if they can beat Sheyenne and beat Red River to finish out the season. They'll kind of secure that number 1 seed.
So yeah, both the boys and both of the boys teams for the Eagles and the Mustangs, they're now both 13-2 overall. So it was a pretty good game, and that was a huge win for Davies to avenge that loss for the boys back in December. So for the girls, it was a different story. As I said earlier, the Davies girls won 74-47 on their home floor, but this Sheyenne team's a way different team than they were a month ago.
I was just going to say, I think if you ask the players and the coaching staff, this is not the same team that played in December against the Davies Eagles. We've talked a lot about the confidence that the Mustangs are displaying right now. And as I've talked to Coach Wingenbach, and you know, he feels good about where they're sitting and the plan they have in place for tonight's game. I think really you don't have to worry about winning this game, but for Sheyenne, you can't get run off the floor kind of the way it looked that first time. And so you just, you know, a good, hard-working effort and, you know, make sure that Davies understands that you're a legitimate team. And, again, that gives you confidence for the future. As we like to say, when it becomes tournament time, goofy things happen.
Yeah, the Mustangs have won 8 in a row now for the girls. And Olivia Manson had quite the game last night against Devils Lake. She hit 6 3-pointers. So we'll see if she can light it up today against the Eagles.
Yeah, that was a great performance, timely shooting. As Coach Wingenbach said, you know, Maya Metcalf didn't play a bad game, but we know that she was going up against Dahlin from Devils Lake, a very good player. And so Olivia Manson really did a great job offensively last night, kind of picking up the Mustangs, and we'll see how it goes today. Certainly Peyton Breidenbach's going to be a key player in today's game because she's the one that controls the tempo. She's kind of the one that makes sure everyone knows what they're doing with the press breaker and handling the press breaker. So that's why it's going to be so vital for her to play well today. And I think just it'd be nice for Olivia Manson, Maya Metcalf, maybe even a Lauren Fagerland. Some of these other players step up and hit some big shots here today. I think if you're going to knock off a Davies team, it has to be a team effort. It won't be like last night where Olivia Manson kind of went off. I don't know that Cheyenne has a player that's going to be enough to dominate a team like Davies because they're so balanced and they play such good defense.
Well, for Davies, what stands out to me is some of the players that stand out to me are Ashton Safransky, the sophomore point guard. She is a solid defender. She's kind of what Peyton Breidenbach does for the Mustangs. She does that for the Eagles. And then Carly Franks, she's also a sophomore. She had a big game against the Mustangs last time out. She had almost 30 points before she went out with an injury. She went up for a layup at the end of the game and did something to her knee, but she's back and healthy. And Ava Wild she brings some size for the Eagles. She's a solid volleyball player as well, just a very good athlete. So this
and a senior leader, and so is Taylor Safransky for the Eagles. It's funny you mention going up against Franks. Coach Wingenbach had mentioned, at the time when they played, Franks was really just kind of a role player and wasn't doing a lot, getting a lot of playing time for the Eagles, and she put up those 30 points against Coach Wingenbach and the Mustangs, and he thought, geez, what happened here? And now she's a regular starter, she's contributing, she's scoring, and so obviously she's a really good player and probably just took a little time to earn her way into that starting lineup and that regular rotation for Coach Tona Safransky and the Eagles.
Well, the Eagles ran the conference last year, too. I mean, it was a pretty close race along with Red River and Devil's Lake, who Cheyenne beat last night, as you said earlier. Davies is also the defending state runner-up. They got all the way to the state championship and had to go up against a tough Bismarck Century, who is tough every year, especially for girls' sports. They had that Bismarck Century had that sophomore guard who just absolutely lit it up, Logan.
That's your reward for running the gauntlet of having to deal with Red River and Devil's Lake. You make it through and you get all the way to the championship game, and your reward is to play a really, really good Bismarck Century squad. So it is senior day today for the Mustang girls. Before the game, Olivia Manson and Lauren Fagerland were recognized for their contributions and their time served here in the program and what they've meant to the program and those sorts of things. So I'm sure their teammates would like to really put out a good effort to, have them remember that day, this day as being special as a senior athlete. So we're going to send it down to the starting lineups here. But we're looking forward to a great game today.
Oh, yes, we are.
The Mustangs and Eagles are committed to fair play, responsibility, and respect. They invite you to support their effort. Together, let us all help create an environment for high school competition that we can be proud of. Ladies and gentlemen, since we played the national anthem before the first game, we're just going to launch right into the introductions. First, for the cheerleaders for the Davies Eagles. Lawrence Chisubiso, Addie Jarso, Ruth Jarso, Gretchen Wadholm, and Olivia Wepler. Davies cheer coach is Acacia Westside. Now let's meet the Cheyenne cheerleaders. Abby Chester, Angela Clark, Sirius Lee, Larissa Reynolds, Michaela Ritter, Allison Spray, and Akila Weggy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet today's starting lineups. First for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Eagles from Fargo Davies High School. Starting at guard, a 5'7" sophomore, number 3, Carly Franks. At guard, a 5'7" sophomore, number 20, Ashton Safransky. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 22, Ashley Wacha. At guard, a 5'7" senior, number 30, Taylor Safransky. And at forward, a 6' senior, number 40, Ayla Wild. Eagles head coach is Tony Safransky. Assistants are Barry Anderson, Trevor Olson, Justin Undum, and Monty Gordon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineups for your Sheyenne Mustangs. Starting at guard, a 5'8" junior, number 3, Peyton Breitenbach. At guard, a 5'5" senior, number 12, Lauren Fatherland. At guard, a 5'5" senior, number 22, Olivia Manson. At forward, a 6'2" junior, number 5, Maya Metcalf. And at forward, a 6' junior, number 14, Carson Sanders. Mustangs head coach is Kenny Lindenbach. Assistants are Anthony Herder, Morgan Gilbreth, Kiera Free, and Lizzie Metz. The officials for today's game are registered by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and have been selected for their demonstrated ability to officiate. Today's officials are Jeff McCracken, Tanner Kretschmann, and Casey Smith. We ask for your support of our game officials and respect for calls.
Here we go, Dan. Game number 2 between the Eagles and the Mustangs.
Game with equally important implications for both teams as we're heading into this home stretch of the EDC conference schedule. We know Davies is going to come out and pressure. We'll see if they start with that, and we'll see how Sheyenne handles it.
And the tip is won, and the Eagles will start off with the first possession. Here's Ashton Safransky. She tries to penetrate, pulls it back out. Here's Safransky on the right wing. Over to Franks at the top of the key. Great crossover. Dishes it off to Ava Wild. Top of the key, 3. That's long.
That was by Wacha, I think.
Ashley Wacha's 3 is long.
And here's the pressure right away.
Here's Manson, who had the hot hand last night against the Firebirds. 6 threes. Metcalf inside. Back out to Fagerlund. Over to Breitenbach. Carson Sanders, right wing. Cross-court pass to Metcalf. Back to Manson. Finds Metcalf down low. Great pass from Manson. That's short. Rebounded by Wild.
That swing offense, that cut from the backside. That
nice Euro won't go.
Was a good Euro step there. Early in the game against Devils Lake last night, we saw that cut yield opportunities several times for the Mustangs. They're going to continue to try and use that today.
Here's Manson. Over to Metcalf. Pull-up jumper from 15 feet. That's long. That's rebounded by Wild. Here's Ashton Safransky now pushing the tempo. Finds Franks in the corner. That's long. And that's going to go out of bounds. Back to the Mustangs. Manson, a long pass, receives a long pass there off of the inbounds. Here's Breitenbach, great crossover, gets to the rim with ease, but can't connect. Ashton Safransky's going to pull up. That's wide left. Sanders with the rebound. Out to Breitenbach. Finds Metcalf cutting through. Metcalf can't get the right-handed layup to go. That's long. So no score here between either of the teams. 2 minutes into the game here. David Wild at the top of the key now. Taylor Safransky. That's in and out. Scramble for the ball. Fagerlund comes up with it. Finds Metcalf. And Breitenbach's going to go to the rim once again. Comes to a stop. Fargo in from the top of the key, drains it.
Well, thus far, Cheyenne's been able to handle that pressure without any problem. They're seeing the floor well, and they push tempo and have gotten really good looks. Slow start offensively kind of for both teams as they both missed a few, but Fargo in there calmly knocks that one down as Sanders is going to pick up a foul.
Wild's going to go to the line.
Cheyenne fouls number 14, Carson Sanders.
Some scoring updates from last night's games on Friday night. Davies won over West Fargo High 80 to 45. Wahpeton defeated Fargo North 63 to 58 in a close one. Valley City, as you said earlier, Dan, manhandled Fargo South 86 to 47. And then Cheyenne obviously got that 73 to 62 win over Devil's Lake. And then Shanley defeated Grand Forks Central 58 to 39.
I think that good
pass.
tempo, good pass, good finish for Fargo. And that South score was maybe the surprise of the night with Valley City handling them so well. It was at Valley City, but Valley City near the bottom of the EDC standings right now to beat a team that's kind of been in the middle, Fargo South. That was, I'm sure, a big win for the Highliners last night.
And Franks pulls up. That's short. A fight for the ball. Manson comes up with it on the sideline. It's going to stay with the Eagles. And yeah, speaking of Valley City, they dropped one today to Red River this afternoon, 72 to 39. Here's Ashton Safransky now setting something up here for the Eagles. Getting their offensive flow going. Franks on the right wing. Wild high post. Goes at Sanders with the right hand. Here's Taylor Safransky from the top of the key. Drains it. 5-3 now. Manson finds Fagerland. Back out to Metcalf. Metcalf's going to fire, and that's blocked by Wild. Great anticipation by Ava Wild to step up and block Metcalf's shot. Taylor Safransky hit one just a moment ago. Doesn't get that one to go. It's going to be a jump ball.
That'll go to the Mustangs as we see Brooke Johnson and Brenna Dick entering the game for the two seniors, Fagerland and Manson.
Inbound to Brenna Dick.
Good
Great backdoor cut by Brooke Johnson. Can't get the scoop layup to go. Great crossover by Taylor Safransky. Pulls it back out. Finds Watcha.
Someone lost Watcha there, and Coach Wingenbach going to kind of get things set up again, taking a quick timeout here.
13:44 to go here. 5-5. We're going to take a short commercial break.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
So we're back after the short commercial break. And a slow start for both of these teams as they're top three in the EDC in offensive scoring. Davies at number one with 76.46 points per game. And then Cheyenne's coming in at third behind West Fargo High at 68.54 points per game. So two of the top three offenses here going at it.
A little bit of a feeling out period here, making sure we've got things going the way we want. Good drive by Breidenbach.
Breidenbach
pushes Ashton Safransky back and knocks down the three.
8-5. Here's a pass to the corner. That's a three. That's long. Brandon Dick's going to come up with the weak side board. Finds Sanders. Blocked from behind by Ava Wild.
Even though that was blocked, that's still great tempo that the Mustangs are producing here. It's a good pass. It's a good take by Carson Sanders. Nothing wrong with that at all, even though it was blocked. That's going to make Davies question some things if you're able to continue to break the press that easily.
And Ava Wild can't get the layup to go after the steal. Payne Breitenbach pushing it up now. Breitenbach
Little
is cut off.
hesitation.
Great
wasn't
defense
able-
by Wacha. Here's Metcalf. Tries to make a move. Kicks it back out to Brenna Dick. Ashton Safransky pressuring the ball. Baseline drive. Great reversal. Brooke Johnson jabs left. Goes right. Goes up a floater and gets fouled in the process.
Davies fouls on number 30, Taylor Safransky. First personal, first team foul. At the line for the Mustangs, number 15, Brooke Johnson shooting 2.
Gets the first to go.
I think it's probably to the Mustangs' advantage. The lower scoring this game stays probably gives them a definite advantage. If Davies starts to really get rolling offensively, I don't know if Cheyenne's going to be able to keep up with that. But if they can keep this at a manageable, smaller score, I think then Sheyenne is at least showing right now that they're able to hang with them and have a chance.
Well, they're a different team. They're on an 8-game winning streak, and I'm sure they want to keep that alive. Weak side board by Wacha.
Great job by Wacha. Brooke Johnson was sure she had her.
Oh, thrown away. Ashton Safransky gets blocked right after she gets the steal. Scramble for the ball. Ashton Safransky fires. That's long. Manson comes up with the board. And the Eagles are pressuring them in the backcourt here. Manson receives a long pass, fires a three from the left wing. That's long. Great rebound.
Haas in great position.
Caitlin Haas. (12-7) now.
So Davies having trouble even when they've been able to get a steal, to pressure a turnover. They haven't been able to convert as of yet. So I would say Coach Wingenbach very pleased with how his team is doing so far. As
Franks is rejected.
Blocks that.
Here's Fagerlund, kicks it out to Brenna Dick. And she cashes it from the left wing.
Confidence is contagious.
15-7.
And a full timeout by Coach Tona Safransky.
Whew, 11:35 to go here in the first half. We're going to take another break.
I kind of wonder where to even begin about what I love about Touchmark. It's everything. It's the time with the residents. It's my team. I work with wonderful individuals every single day. I love the people, and my job is to connect with them. And that's a pretty great job to have, that you get to make genuine, real connections with our residents and our team members. It's just the overall community. That is Touchmark. That's what I love.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
We're back after the timeout. The Mustangs coming out hot early, Dan, 15-7.
Really done a nice job handling the pressure and pushing tempo. A lot of very good looks just from pushing that tempo. Oh, they're going to get Metcalf's arms dropped for just a second there. I think if she'd maintained that straight up and down position, I think she would have been fine. But unfortunately, dropped those arms, and she's going to pick up the foul as, is that Wild going to the line?
Yes. Long on the first. Mustang fans, this broadcast is proudly sponsored by Apex Engineering Group, professional consultants serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota communities and public agencies, designing solutions to your infrastructure needs. If you set the bar at competence, how do you reach excellence? Find out at apexenggroup.com. So Breitenbach back into the game for the Mustangs. Running the point now. He's going to get an offense going here. Here's Johnson on the right wing. Hands it off to Sanders, over to Breitenbach. Breitenbach looks to attack, swings back to her left.
Ooh.
Traveled, tried to go up and under, but
Yeah,
lost the footwork there.
Yeah, they said she lifted that foot. I don't know. From up here with old eyes, it looked like she maybe maintained contact with the floor, but the ref saw it differently. And Davies gets possession.
Here's Wild. Dumps it inside. Oh, great move by Wacha. Just can't get it to go. Manson up to Breitenbach. Breitenbach pulls it back out. Here's Brenna Dick now. She's going to attack. It's picked off. A pull-up jumper. That's long. Rebounded by Breitenbach. Breitenbach swings it over to Manson. Manson fires. That's short. Great weak side board by Sanders. And gets it to go. 17-8 now. Here's Taylor Safransky now. Great pick and roll. Finds Wacha.
Just that half a second hesitation, and then Wacha makes that dive to the basket, and great find by Safransky there.
Brenna Dick now pump fakes, goes to her right. Almost loses it. Manson shoots, but there's a
foul on the ground, I think, on the pass. Burrian picks that one up. 2 team fouls for both West Fargo Sheyenne and Fargo Davies with 9:47 to go, and the Mustangs up 17-10.
Metcalf fires. Short.
Great position by Brenna Dick. Goes up quickly, immediately with it, and draws the foul.
Brenna Dick's going to make her first trip to the free throw line.
Third team foul. Brenna Dick shoot 2 for the Mustangs.
Gets the soft touch. Carly Frank's going to take a quick rest. Second one can't fall for Brenna Dick. Rattles in and out. Here's Wacha in the corner. Spots up. Wheeled into the game for the Eagles. Safransky. Taylor Safransky nails the pull-up jumper. Here's a pass over to Sanders. Metcalf is going to travel. Picked up the pivot foot.
Still, I think overall for Sheyenne, been very good job of patience on offense. When they haven't been able to run, they've slowed it down. They don't look flustered. They're running through with what they want and having good opportunities. I think they're doing a decent job defensively.
Here's Wacha.
As Wacha let one go.
That's long.
And they're going to get Taylor Safransky on that one. 5th team foul now for the Eagles.
And Carly Franks is going to come in for Taylor Safransky. And Ava Wild back into the game
for Wacha.
Breitenbach pressured by Franks up the right sideline. Crosses back to her left. Almost knocked away by Ashton Safransky. She's a solid defender. She's very good at digging in there and getting a lot of steals, poking the ball loose from the ball handler. Great pass. And Brenna Dick's going to be fouled once again. She'll go back to the line.
Franks that time.
We've been seeing that lately. They kind of have that cut down low, and then they're able to find them from the top of the key, down low on the block there.
Into that swing offense, coming off that pick and just finding the open space.
Kennedy Vettel into the game for the first time for the Eagles. Comes in for Burrian. Eight and a half to go here. Here's Wheeldon on the right wing, guarded by Sanders. Over to Wild, top of the key. Wild looking to attack on Sanders. Tough shot. Wielding gets the weak side of board and puts it in.
Basket by number 34, Macy Wheeldon.
Metcalf gets it back from Fagerlund. Here's Dick now. Over to Breitenbach, gets a screen from Brenna Dick. Breitenbach attacks with her left hand, finishes this time.
She's doing such a good job of getting downhill and getting to the basket and forcing defenses to either rotate over to her, and because of her passing skill, she often finds open teammates, but she also can finish at the rim. And
Brenna
that's
Dick
what
picks
Brenna
up a
Dick
pass.
does well is
Gets it stolen right back from her from Ashton Safransky. Then Sanders picks up the long pass from Ashton Safransky. She was looking for Carly Franks. Breitenbach over to Fagerlund on the right wing. Almost picked up by Ashton Safransky. Here's Brenna Dick with the floater down the middle of the lane. That won't go. Fagerlund fires. Drains it! Her second of the game from the outside. 24-14. It's crazy how much this Mustang team has improved.
it really is. Probably players getting used to the system that as Ashton Safransky gets to the rim, what Kenyon Wingenbach wants to do, getting used to that system, but also buying in, believing that, hey, if we all do what our job is, we're going to give ourselves lots of chances to score and to win games. And that confidence just continues to grow time in, game in, game out.
Here's Breitenbach, dumps it in to Brenna Dick. She gets it to go with the right-handed floater. And yeah, Wingenbach is such a great coach. I mean, he's a former assistant for Bismarck Century, who we all know won the state title last year. We've seen a lot of good players come through that program as well. Lauren Ware, who's now at the University of Arizona.
Good spot-up jumper there for Ava Wild. And Davies starting to find a little rhythm offensively, but to this point, Cheyenne's able to match basket for basket, and it remains an 8-point lead with 6 minutes to go.
Here's Fagerlund, gets a screen from Brenna Dick. A little pick and pop action. Brenna Dick drives, finishes with the left hand. Carly Franks coming back to help.
Coach Safransky's going to take a timeout before a 5-second call.
Mustangs lead 28-18 with 5:46 to go. We'll see you on the other side of the break. We're back after the timeout by Coach Safransky. 5:42 to go here. Mustangs up 9. Here's Watch on the right wing. Gives it over to Wild. Wild attacks Sanders. Kicks it back out to Watcha in the corner. A pass down low. Here's Berrien. Great crossover between the legs. Throws up the right-handed hook shot. Won't go.
And they're going to get Wild on that one. She's asking the ref, how is that a foul? Now 16 fouls for the Eagles, so the Mustangs will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Only two team fouls on Sheyenne thus far.
Vettel pressuring Breitenbach. Almost knocked it away. Breitenbach gets a screen from Brooke Johnson.
Not sure who they got on that one.
Davies fouls number 2, Kennedy Vettel. First person
On Vettel. Little hand check there on defense, but that's going to send Breitenbach to the line. That's only Vettel's first foul, but the 7th team foul today for for Fargo Davies.
In and out. Ava Wild gets the rebound. Here's Taylor Safransky now. Berrien fires.
That's long range.
Long range. That's long. Taylor Safransky comes up with it, and she's fouled on the way up. And she'll go to the line. That's on Breidenbach. Fourth team foul. Or excuse me, the third team foul for the Mustangs.
Metcalf and Haas return for Breidenbach and Brennan Dick. And Ashton Safransky going to return for, looks like Vettel.
It's both. Here's Manson now. Dumps it inside to Metcalf.
Good move.
Right-handed hook shot.
Good move into
good.
the middle. You know, yeah, you want to have that tendency to set someone up when you're in the post, but sometimes that quick that's a great find. Great lead pass for Wacha there. She gets fouled on the attempt, but getting back to Maya Metcalf, that quick spin into the middle, especially when you're playing against long defenders, the faster you can make that move and go with it, oftentimes the better off you are as Wacha misses the first. That foul was on Carson Sanders, her second. And
Fargo went back into the game for the Mustangs.
Sanders will go out.
Some of the upcoming action here for next week for the girls around the EDC. Fargo Davies is going to take on Grand Forks Central on the road on Monday, February 7th at 6:30. And then next Tuesday, Cheyenne's going to host Fargo South.
And I believe that game against South is a doubleheader with the girls and boys both in action that evening. A lot of making up games due to weather conflicts and rescheduling and postponements and those sorts of things.
It's been a wild winter. You know, it was slow to come on, but once it did, it's been pretty cold, really cold. Temperatures dipping as low as, negative 40, negative 50 so far. We saw a cancellation of school last Tuesday.
Yep. And I think that's maybe prompting some discussion. Yes, school was closed, and maybe that's for protection of some of those younger kids, those elementary students, but that's what caused this game to be made up when it is, and I think there's maybe some discussions out there being had about, does that mean that activities should be postponed as well? Because had that same weather system happened today, I'm sure both of these teams would have played anyway. And so, if you're not talking an out-of-town sort of affair where you're having to travel to Wahpeton or Grand Forks or Valley City or Devil's Lake, maybe that discussion needs to be had about whether activities can still go on.
I think it's a matter of fact of, like the athletes, they have to be in school on the day of a game.
Well,
but yeah, that'd be an interesting rule they talk about if they do in the future.
Yeah, that's just, and maybe we're just, we've had some mild winters and it hasn't been really an issue for a handful of years, so maybe we overact when this happens, but it seems like it's really wreaked havoc with multiple teams in the Valley, in the EDC conference, and so that's maybe a discussion that'll be had yet. As Brooke Johnson goes to the line, that was the second foul on Wacha, 8th team foul for the Eagles, and Johnson makes the first of the bonus. And the second.
Gets both, rattles in on the second.
Still an 8-point lead for Cheyenne.
This is really impressive.
It is. They're playing so controlled, so in sync with one another. And again, the lower this score stays, the better off I believe it will be for Cheyenne.
And I wonder if Davies kind of had a mindset where they were going to come into this and just roll on this Mustang team who's won 8 in a row, because Davies did win by 27 last time, but you can never have that mindset, especially at this time of year.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't, and I don't think that's something that Coach Safransky would allow to happen, but, sometimes players start to look at things and think, well, maybe this is a team that we handled easily before. But Sheyenne, to this point, is making sure Davies knows that they're going to fight him right down to the end.
Here's Wild. From around 5 feet, can't get it to go. Breidenbach now. He's going to hand it off to Brooke Johnson. She fires from the right wing. That won't go. That's short, rebounded by Wild. And Taylor Safransky pushing it up now. Gets a screen from Wild. She rolls. But Safransky trips and travels in the process.
I think Breidenbach's foot got tangled up with Safransky, and she went down, and it was inadvertent, but the ref called it as a travel as opposed to a foul on Breidenbach, and so it's going to be a turnover for Davies. 2:22 to go as Olivia Manson has returned for the Mustangs.
She's been quiet today after having that hot night against the Firebirds last night.
Good drive by Brenna Dick, getting to the
Can't
basket,
get it to go.
but can't convert.
Here's Franks now pushing it up now. Oh, fouled hard. She's going to go to the line for two. Great take by Franks.
It was. That'll be 2 on Metcalf, so both Sanders and Metcalf with 2. Looks like Coach Wingenbach going to let Metcalf stay. We certainly don't want to see her pick up a third, as Franks makes the front end of the bonus, or of the 2-shot, and Davies will be in the bonus on the next Mustang foul, as Sanders now does come in for Metcalf.
Franks nails both. Down to a 6-point lead now. 2 minutes to go. Great take.
Yeah, Breidenbach.
Breidenbach can't get it to go with the left hand. She's going to step back, pulls one from the corner. That's long, off the iron. And here's Ashton Safransky now. High post to Wild. She pulls up from just behind the free throw line. That won't go. That's rebounded by Johnson. Gets a screen now. Over to Manson. Manson step back, fires, trades it from the top of the key. That's her first of the afternoon.
Mustangs answer again. The lead back up to 9 with 1:10 to go here in the first half.
Here's Wild. Tries to look for Frank's back door. She wasn't open. Great move by Berrien. It's going to stay with the Eagles.
13 left on the shot clock.
Ashton Safransky gets open. Here's Berrien. Ashton Safransky's going to pull one. Bakes it in. Oh!
Great shot with time nearly expired on the shot clock. Cuts the lead to 7.
Wow, wasn't expecting that. Here's Breidenbach. Over to Manson inside. Brenna Dick gets it to go. Rattles in. Great pass from Manson. Safransky now. Great crossover on Breidenbach. It's going to be on the floor.
But that will be bonus time for the Eagles. Second foul on Breidenbach.
Metcalf back in for Johnson.
At the line for Davies is number 20, Ashton Safransky, shooting a 1 and 1.
It's going to be out of bounds.
I think Metcalf
Long miss
tipped
there.
that one. 21, yeah, 21 to go, no shot clock. So Davies can hold for the last shot if they choose.
Safransky's going to pull it back out, set something up, get the last shot here. Gets a screen from Wild. She's going to attack. Great find to Wielden. Won't go. Wild gets the rebound. Franks swings it over to Berrien. That's short. Franks gets the long rebound and puts it in right before the horn. And the Eagles get the lead down to 7, 37-30, but pretty impressive first half from the Mustangs. It's the tables have turned. It wasn't like this the last time out.
No, it wasn't. Great job in the first half by Sheyenne handling the pressure of Davies and also just running their game plan, knowing when to push the tempo and when to pull it back. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back with Bart Manson, head coach of the Fargo Davies Eagles boys, and also some first half analysis and highlights.
I kind of wonder where to even begin about what I love about Touchmark. It's everything. It's the time with the residents. It's my team. I work with wonderful individuals every single day. I love the people, and my job is to connect with them. And that's a pretty great job to have, that you get to make genuine, real connections with our residents and our team members. It's just the overall community. That is Touchmark. That's what I love.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
I kind of wonder where to even begin about what I love about Touchmark. It's everything. It's the time with the residents. It's my team. I work with wonderful individuals every single day. I love the people, and my job is to connect with them. And that's a pretty great job to have, that you get to make genuine, real connections with our residents and our team members. It's just the overall community. That is Touchmark. That's what I love.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
In this place, we see potential like nowhere else. Here, vision is boundless. That's why we never settle. We look for the moments when everything becomes possible. The moments that inspire us to make every day better. In this place, there's no such thing as good. There's only great. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
Welcome back to halftime of the girls game here at
Side. Caleb Larson fires another.
They're sponsored by Touch
Oh! Third of the
Service Retirement Community, complete with a health and fitness club offering fitness classes, personal training, and more so you can stay active with your grandkids for years to come. Visit touchmarkfargo.com to learn more. We're pleased to be joined by head coach of the Fargo Davies Eagles boys basketball program, Bart Manson. We're going to show you some highlights here of the boys game here as we interview Coach Manson. First of all, Coach, congratulations. Great win for your program today, especially after a heartbreaker last night at home against the West Fargo Packers. Tell us a little bit about the game.
Well, that was really important for us is to rebound off of last night's loss. That's a tough one. And, when we both played last night, they had to travel to Devil's Lake, and we had kind of a heartbreaker at home. And, this team is very interesting because I don't think a lot of people know this, but we are 10-0 on the road.
Oh, jeez.
And we are like 3-2 at home. So we've been not very good at home, and we've been really good on the road. And so I don't know what it is, but this team has been kind of road warriors, and we had a bunch of gutty efforts tonight, and real proud of the guys.
Yeah, we talked a little bit on the beginning of the game if it was going to be bus leg or let down for a tough game, which one was going to win out for the teams. A lot of people probably tuning in on the stream here are probably aware, but there may be some that aren't. Even though you're a coach and a teacher at Fargo Davies High School, all three of your kids have gone to Sheyenne and will graduate from Sheyenne. What's that been like in the Manson house as those things have happened?
Well, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, there's been some things that I've missed, over the course of the years of being a coach. You can't get to them all, but I'll tell you, I'm just thankful for you guys, because without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to see, like this morning. Olivia and I sat down and we watched the game from last night, and I mean, it's really special, and I don't think a lot of people understand your ability to go back and go to YouTube and pick up the Mustang media, and I've definitely used you guys a lot over the last couple of years.
Two things really stick out to me as I think about your kind of unique situation. A couple of years ago when your oldest daughter, Avery, was a team manager
yep.
for the Sheyenne boys team, and you were here to play a very important game against the Mustangs. Both teams had realistic aspirations of winning an EDC tournament and potentially winning a state tournament. And you recognized, and Coach Kirchhoffner asked you to address the opponent before the game. What was that like?
Well, I think that year it was kind of a really unique year because our guys that were seniors that year and the Sheyenne kids that were seniors played travel basketball together and played AAU together. And so they were really tight and really close-knit. And so for me to address those guys, that night was obviously a nice honor because there was those two teams were as good of basketball teams that I've seen in the state of North Dakota in a long time, and it's too bad we didn't get a chance to maybe finish it out in the state tournament that year, which would have been really nice. But
yeah, I think a lot of fans were hoping for that one more showdown between the two programs for a state championship. So as we look at Olivia being a senior now, and obviously Coach Safransky, you see her every day. I'm sure you're communicating with her, and your daughter's playing for the opponent. Does that lead to interesting conversations at the dinner table or anything like that?
Well, Tony and I have a really good relationship, and kind of when it gets to be Davies Sheyenne week, we maybe not talk as much as we normally do because she's trying to keep some secrets, and but I mean, she knows what it's like being a coach's. She's got two daughters playing for her, and I'm a coach's kid. A coach's kid from my dad, and Olivia here is, this is what I want to say is, I didn't get a chance to really, coach her like I got a chance for my dad to coach me, but I started the last couple summers of coaching her AAU team. And it was really special for me to really pick up and coach some of the girls on the Sheyenne and the West Fargo teams. We kind of have made a team over the last couple of years in AAU, and that's been probably my most special moment with my daughter is just being able to coach her during the summers too, which, and then I get to hear sit back as a dad, and like last night she just had a heck of a game,
game.
And so I'm just really proud of her and what her accomplishments have been, and she's done it on her own, and she's put a lot of work in, and so super happy for her.
Well, I think a lot of a lot of people refer to coaching as a kind of fraternity and club, and really you get to know the people. Yeah, you want to do the best for your program and to beat your opponents, but really you develop a lot of great friendships through coaching and also the players as well. And we just wanted to get kind of your unique take on a situation that probably doesn't happen frequently in the state of North Dakota.
Well, one more thing, I want to, obviously, what's really special about Sheyenne and who made this work tonight, okay, is that you got Coach Wingenbach, who is a coach's kid, okay, and you have Tom Kirchhoffner, who is a coach's kid. And they recognized that it was going to be pretty special for me to, to do this doubleheader and to, play the boys' game first, so then I could just sit back and relax in the girls' game. And I don't know if they talked about it, but Coach Kirchhoffner has been unbelievable to all my kids here at the high school, and I can't say enough about him. And my daughters have absolutely loved having him as a teacher and a coach, and I appreciate those coaches for giving me an opportunity to sit here and watch this tonight.
Well, we really appreciate you taking a few minutes. We know you want to go back and watch the second half here and see if the Mustangs are able to hold on. And best of luck to you and your team as we wind down the regular season, as we head towards the EDC tournament, and hopefully a chance to go to state for you guys.
Yeah, it's just great to be interviewed finally by the best media people in town.
Oh, geez.
So there we go, all right? There's a shout-out to you guys. So
thank you.
right.
Fortunately, there was no camera to see the money exchanged on the comment there, but thanks and
thank
good
you very
luck
much.
the rest of the way,
appreciate
Bart.
it. There you go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
all right.
it, okay? Thanks a lot.
As we continue on with the second half here, we've got things rolling. The Mustangs retain their lead here, 37-32. One foul on the Mustangs as 16:45 left to go, as Ava Wild's going to go to the line here. That foul was on Carson Sanders, her third, and that's going to probably lead to a quick exit for her, and Brooke Johnson is in. And we saw right away, of course, Jackson, the pressure from Davies right away. They're going to have to do something to make Sheyenne uncomfortable, because really they've handled it well, and they've gotten, I think, the looks they want offensively.
Absolutely.
We saw that all during the first half. So that's something there. Metcalf uses her size advantage against Taylor Safransky. So, Davies is going to definitely have to do something. And I don't think that we mentioned, I don't think Davies came in thinking they were going to roll, but they maybe are a little surprised at how Sheyenne is playing them, as Metcalf almost throws that away. Ashton Safransky can't come up with it.
Manson fires. That's long. Fagerlund gets the rebound. Dan, we've seen two great games here today.
Yeah, they really have.
These two programs are just special. It's always special watching these two programs go up against each other for both boys and girls.
If you enjoy high school sports, you really, these are two of the premier programs in the state, and the kids work hard. And really, I think what Bart talked about when we were interviewing him, just, the kids get to know each other, and the kids like each other. And, yeah, they're going to compete for their school and their program, but at the end of the day, the things you learn about life and yourself from sports aren't hinging on wins and losses. They're more about working hard, as Vettel knocks down a three there. It's about working hard, Franks, and just learning about yourself, as Safransky almost picks Breidenbach's pocket.
And Bart's been a great coach for the boys team over at Davies. They've been at the top of the conference for years.
And one of his best players that ever played for him, his state championship team, Tanner Kretschmann, is one of the refs here tonight. And Tanner's kind of distinguished himself as a great young ref here in the conference, as Ashton Safransky uses that quickness. It is.
Yeah, I remember watching that game back in 2014. It was St. Mary's and Davies going at it. There was a player on St. Mary's that was just coming down hitting a bunch of threes, and then Kretschmann would come right back at him and him hit one of his own.
Fantastic player. So Davies has been able to erase that Sheyenne lead here and have pulled ahead by one. So obviously the pressure and the hot start by the Eagles helping here in the second half. We'll see how Sheyenne handles this.
Yeah,
I think there's 7 to go on the shot clock, so they're going to have to get something off. But a great drive.
And Williambox looking for a call on that one. 3 seconds. Yeah, 3 seconds on the shot clock to go here.
Breidenbach went down hard, but the refs determined Ashton Safransky got her hand in there cleanly as Coach Wingenbach's going to take a 30-second timeout here. We'll take another one as well and be back after the break.
I kind of wonder where to even begin about what I love about Touchmark. It's everything. It's the time with the residents. It's my team. I work with wonderful individuals every single day. I love the people, and my job is to connect with them. And that's a pretty great job to have, that you get to make genuine, real connections with our residents and our team members. It's just the overall community. That is Touchmark. That's what I love.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
Mustang fans, we want to take the time to remind you that Essentia Health is proud to sponsor Sheyenne High School's Mustang media team and this broadcast. So we are back after the short timeout, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. So yeah, I think what has helped Davies erase that Sheyenne lead is, forcing a lot of Sheyenne turnovers, and that's what Davies does.
They turn you over, and they usually are pretty good at converting. Boy, a lot of contact there.
Well, you said it. I think the refs are starting to allow physical contact to be played as we approach the end of the regular season and going into the postseason.
So a lot of contact there between Ashton Safransky and Maya Metcalf. No call. They say the ball was out on Metcalf, and they'll play on here.
Here's Burrion. Right-handed floater hook shot won't go. Here's Breidenbach, pressured by Ashton Safransky, who's gotten a couple key steals here now for the Eagles in the second half. Metcalf fires. That's long off the back iron. Great job by Wacha to secure possession of the ball off of the rebound. Here's Safransky. Dribbles into trouble. Knocked away. Breidenbach pushing the tempo now. A great Euro step, and she's fouled. It's going to be a blocking foul.
Going to get Wacha on that one. That's her third now. Only 4 minutes in, and Breidenbach looking to kind of collect herself after that hard contact.
Breidenbach drains the first. Davies has outscored Sheyenne 10-3 so far in the first 4 minutes of the second half. Drains both. Breidenbach goes 2 for 2, and Olivia Manson back into the game. Great pass. Wheeled in, is fouled on the way up.
Sheyenne foul number 5, Maya Metcalf.
It's going to be on Metcalf, and that's her third personal foul.
At the line for Davies, number 34, Macy Hilden, shooting 2.
Really a heads-up play there by Ashton Safransky, seeing that open pass. That was about a three-quarter court long running.
Hit her in stride.
And hit her in stride and picked up the foul on Metcalf. And even though Wheeldon only makes one, again,
we're tied at 41.
It pushes. It's going to make Sheyenne think about those things.
Metcalf looking for Manson. Manson attempts to save it. Long pass. Berrien catches up to it and gets her pocket picked by Brenna Dick. Great spin move, and Brenna Dick's gonna shoot a floater. That's in and out. Here's Franks now. Fires a three. Connects! She hit one from that spot earlier.
And Franks was the one who did
He
all
can
the
shoot.
damage against Sheyenne in that first meeting.
Yep.
So you certainly don't want to get her believing that she can repeat that performance. Good spin move by Sanders.
Going one-on-one here. That's short. Great shot. Wheeldon gets the rebound. That's going to be either on Manson or Brenna Dick. It's going to be on Brenna Dick. That's her first personal.
So probably a pretty crucial juncture here for Sheyenne. Davies getting things rolling. They're going to have to weather this storm, this little run that Davies is putting on them.
And Franks gets that one knocked away by Sanders, but Taylor Safransky picks off the pass. Finds Franks, she pump fakes, fires, connects! Carly Franks feeling it from the three-point line. You got to know where she's at all times.
Yeah, you really do.
Here's Brenna Dick now. Fires a three.
Good
and
response.
She comes back with one of her own.
Great response and a full timeout by West Fargo Sheyenne.
12:21 to go here in the second half. We'll take a short timeout ourselves and be back shortly.
Full timeout.
In this place, we see potential like nowhere else. Here, vision is boundless. That's why we never settle. We look for the moments when everything becomes possible. The moments that inspire us to make every day better. In this place, there's no such thing as good. There's only great. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
So we are back here. Davies leads 47-44 after trailing 37-30 at halftime. Carly Franks getting hot from the outside. She's looking to get open. Davies is looking to give her the ball. Oh, great crossover. Carly Franks couldn't connect. Crossed up Sanders there.
Tied up. It looked like some contact there, some hands reaching in, but I like how Maya Metcalf is being aggressive with those rebounds. You have to control that and know that it is yours and make them do something to change that.
Nice take by Sanders. Gets her own rebound, puts it in. Here's Franks. Pump fakes, dishes it off. That's short. That was Ava Wild who shot that one. And Brenna Dick hands it off to Brooke Johnson. Another handoff back to Dick. Back to Johnson. Dick and Johnson passing it back and forth.
Little two-person game there.
Oh! Sanders fouled hard and hit the floor pretty hard too. That didn't sound good. We could hear that from up here.
She went down hard.
She hit her head too, and that's dangerous, man. When you hit your head on a hardwood floor like that.
That's
ugh. Luckily, she's okay. Now she's going to go to the line for two. Sanders
knocks down
the first.
You know, I mean, this Carson. They're playing hard, and I think it's a good lesson for Sheyenne that you know, that when you want to play at this level, this is, you know, you got to know that basketball is indeed a contact sport. No one's out there trying to be dirty or anything, but you have to know that there's going to be contact, and you've got to be willing to understand that and be aggressive when you're playing.
Here's Franks, a little mid-range. Can't get the roll. Great rebound by Maya Metcalf. Secures it cleanly. And Brenna Dick is going to push it up. Here's Johnson now. Tried to look for Sanders on the bounce pass. Franks, a crossover on Manson. She's going to push the tempo. Dishes it off to Berrien. Up and under move, and she gets the step through finish with the right hand. Up and under, 49-47 now. But hey, Cheyenne's already at the mark where they finished last time out against Davies. And they've held Davies. They're holding Davies to a pretty good amount of points here, as we have 10 minutes and 25 seconds to go in this one. Franks fires. That time it's short. Great save. Berrien comes up with it. That's long. And
Should be an advantage of numbers here.
And Metcalf kicks it out to Brooke Johnson from the corner.
She
cans it.
It's that confidence.
Yep.
They just, everyone knows
they're not hesitating anymore.
Someone's going to pick them up. It doesn't have to be the same person every night or even every time down the floor.
And Franks sure isn't hesitating either.
And there, finally a foul was called. They're going to get Wacha, and that's her fourth with the 9:50 left in the second half, so that's something that bears watching. Wheeled it in for her. But Carson Sanders was going to have that ball no matter what.
Here's Breidenbach. Gets a screen from Johnson. Dumps it inside, high post, Metcalf, right-handed hook shot. She's fouled in the process, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Going to get wild on that one. That's 3 on her. And I think that's what Sheyenne needs to do. They need to continue to be aggressive. They need to go to the basket. They need to either force Davies to foul them or to let them through and have clean looks. As Metcalf makes the first of 2. And the lead is 3 for the Mustangs, 52-49, 9:35 left in the second half.
Here's Taylor Safransky over to Vettel. Wild at the top of the key. She's going to go right at Metcalf. Tough right-handed shot. Was literally in the hoop, and it just pops out.
That was 3/4 of the way down, and somehow with the English on there, it spun out. Metcalf wisely elects to let it go.
Manson now. Guarded by Taylor Safransky. Taylor Safransky gets the steal, and that's going to be a timeout by head coach Tona Safransky. A couple fans not happy about that one. So Mustangs lead 52-49 with 9:14 to go here in the second half. We'll be back shortly. We're back here. And me and Dan were talking during the break. You've been impressed with the fight the Mustangs have been putting up against this powerhouse Davies squad.
Yeah, I really am. Davies is an aggressive team, and you don't get to be that good without being aggressive both offensively and defensively. And I really like the fight that the Sheyenne girls are showing here. They're not backing down. They're being aggressive when they're going after rebounds, and that's really good to see. That's what it takes to be a high-end type of team.
And here's off of the Manson miss. Ashton Safransky running the point now. And that's thrown away. Ashton Safransky was looking for her sister, Taylor Safransky, in the corner.
Returning to the Mustang lineup is number 25, Brenna Dick.
Brenna Dick back into the game now for Caitlin Haas. Here's Manson now. She's going to attack with the left hand. Goes up, and that's going to be a foul on the floor.
That's the 6th-team foul on the Eagles, so 1 away from the bonus for Sheyenne.
That's 2 on Vettel. Here's Metcalf. She gives it to Brooke Johnson is looking for Manson on the curl. Almost knocked away. It's recovered though. Metcalf gets a screen for Johnson. Breitenbach spins back to her right. Almost knocked away by Ashton Safransky. Breitenbach recovers. And she's fouled on the way up. And that's
shooting two. That's on Ashton Safransky.
And now the Mustangs will be in the bonus from here on out. Breitenbach averaging 9.3 points per game and 4.6 assists. Solid numbers from her. Sanders back in for the Mustangs, and Franks is going to return for the Eagles along with Berrien. Breitenbach connects. 54-51 with 7:45 to go here in the second half. Ashton Safransky penetrates, won't go. Stumbled, but Breitenbach recovers, gives it to Dick, and now Dick will give it to Fagerlund. A reversal action here, great pass, down low, too strong. And here's some pressure now. Franks fires a deep three, that's short. Great rebound. It's gonna go to the Mustangs.
Franks obviously has the green light. She is putting them up.
She's got a quick release too.
She does, and really good range, and so obviously she's looking to pull the trigger when she has that. She feels she has the opening. They've been giving her the green light.
Here's Breitenbach. Great hezzy. Penetrates. Nice pass to Brenna Dick. And Brenna Dick, a tough finish down low. I thought that was actually going to rattle in and out once again, but it drops this time out. 56-51 now, 6:44 to go. High post, Wheeldon. Franks pump fakes, dribbles once with her left hand, throws it away, tipped by Breitenbach, and the Mustangs get it back. Great pass, finds Fagerlund, and she connects with her left hand. A 7-point lead now.
Cheyenne weathered that first storm. They gave up the lead, and here they are, still fighting and going.
Great rebound.
Good job by Wild. They're going to get
Creighton Breitenbach, that's three on her.
That's her third. This Metcalf's going to return for Brooke Johnson.
That's thrown away, but it's going to stick with the Eagles.
I think both teams are doing a really good job of anticipating passes and jumping those passing lanes.
I've seen a lot from Ashton Safransky, and then Breitenbach got that last one.
I think both teams really need to be aware and not throw lazy passes, because that's really going to work against you.
Sanders almost knocked that one away. Wild comes up with it. And she's going to go up strong and go to the line for two.
That's going to be a fourth on either Sanders or on Metcalf.
Ooh.
They both have three, and now Sanders has four.
The two best rebounders.
And Wild's going to go to the line for two. She makes the first. Brooke Johnson returns.
Sanders is going to have to take a seat for another 6:09 to go.
Yeah, probably another minute or two before you can
get her back
run that risk. Yeah.
Sanders is averaging around 7 boards a game, just right behind Metcalf, who's averaging over 8. Here's Brenna Dick penetrating now. Kicks it out. Johnson top of the key now. Brenna Dick, great drive on Carly Franks. Brenna Dick finishes with her right hand. Off of the left-hand dribble.
She's so good at getting the ball up while still in motion.
Yes.
So many players jump stop and then go up, but she's able to get that shot off.
Woo!
Great three by
Ashton Safransky.
But she gets that shot off softly while still moving, and it's so hard for defenders to react quickly enough to that.
Dan, I think we're going to have another one that's going to come down to the wire here.
It could very well be.
Cross-court pass to Metcalf. Here's Peyton Breidenbach. She drives. Almost got the N1. Impressive how she got the ball up and out of her hands.
I think that's what we're seeing a lot more from Peyton Breidenbach as this season has gone on. Really working on getting to the basket, becoming more of, instead of the facilitator and ball handler of the team, which she is, she's becoming more of an offensive threat. And, you know, in basketball, the more people that you have that are offensive threats, that makes it so much more difficult for the defense to try and game plan for you when they know they have to worry about 3 or 4 or even 5 players that are offensive threats.
And Peyton Breidenbach can shoot
You
from
bet
the
she
outside.
can.
When she pulls it with confidence, she can knock it down. Here's Ashton Safransky now. Taylor Safransky drives baseline, kicks it back out to Wacha. Wacha fires. That is wide right. Long miss. It's recovered by Wild. Knocked away by Breidenbach, and Brandon Dick comes in to scoop it up, and she finishes with the left hand in transition. Back up to 7, the lead is for the Mustangs. Ashton Safransky, great drive. Finds Wild, mid-range jumper's good.
Davies takes timeout, a full timeout, 4:37 to go. West Fargo Cheyenne 63, Fargo Davies 59. We'll take a break and see you on the other side.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because this, it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
I kind of wonder where to even begin about what I love about Touchmark. It's everything. It's the time with the residents. It's my team. I work with wonderful individuals every single day. I love the people, and my job is to connect with them, and that's a pretty great job to have, that you get to make genuine, real connections with our residents and our team members. It's just the overall community. That is Touchmark. That's what I love.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
We're back coming out of the break. 4:37 to go here in the second half. 63-58, Mustangs lead. Metcalf to inbound on the baseline. Brenna Dick, great crossover. And Brenna Dick has the open floor now. Dishes it off to Manson. Manson.
Great job
Puts
of
it in.
Benedict looking off the defender and then dropping that bounce pass to Manson. Great finish by Manson. The lead back up to 7, 4:21 to go.
Wild in the post against Metcalf. Up and under move, and she finishes with the left hand. Nice left-handed scoop layup from Ava Wild. Oh, quick release. That's short. Haas reverses it to Brenna Dick. Top of the key. 3 is long. Another long miss goes right back to Dick, and she's going to drive. Back out. Haas, that's long. And Ashton Safransky's going to come in and scoop it up to regain possession for the Eagles. She crosses over, quick crossover, and Safransky gets downhill. Oh, can't finish. And Brenna Dick occasionally looking for Manson there, kicks it out. Metcalf fires. Could this be the... Ooh! Metcalf!
One thing
Huge hit.
we haven't discussed, Davies has only lost the one game. They've probably not been in a lot of close games like this, or games where they've had to be the team coming from behind, and you take it for granted, well, this is a team that knows what to do. But if you've not been put in this position very frequently, it's not a given that they know what to do. And they start to get a little tight, and they start to rush things.
And here we go. Brenna Dick finds Johnson. Oh, almost got the N1.
So
that would have been a game changer right there.
That would have been big, but still, she's going to the line for 2. Third foul there on Taylor Safransky. But again, I think it's important to I don't know how many times Davies has been in a game like this, a situation where it's
Especially against Sheyenne.
well against anyone, and I
Yeah.
think Cheyenne's been in far more of these situations.
We saw it
and
against Shanley.
We saw it against Shanley. We saw it against West Fargo the other night, and even yesterday they had to come back last night. You know, Devils Lake made a great run at them, and they had to kind of show some grit and dig deep and finish that game off. And so we know Cheyenne's been through this. We'll see how Davies handles it in the last 3 minutes of the game. 9-point lead for the Mustangs.
Well, you're certainly right. Davies has less experience in situations like this than Cheyenne so far this season because Davies has been so successful.
Well, that's just it. They've blown out so many teams that now the key. Great decision by Breidenbach.
Breidenbach spins.
You don't need to rush now. You have the lead.
Oh,
we don't
heat
need to,
check. Oh!
You know, when you make it,
Oh
you
my
celebrate.
goodness.
But I don't know, with now a 12-point lead in 2 minutes, I don't know that you need to be the team that's forcing the tempo in these situations.
Well, if you're in rhythm, you know.
Well, there's something to be said. If you're feeling it, keep shooting it. That'll be the.
Oh my goodness.
That'll be the fourth on Metcalf, but at 2 minutes, you're just going to roll with what you have.
Wow, what a shot from Brennan Dick, just catching in a rhythm, not even hesitating. And Carly Franks is going to do the same thing. That's short, though. Oh, Breidenbach almost got it. That's going to be a foul on her, and I think that's going to be Breidenbach's fourth.
And that's now going to put Davies in the bonus. With 2:02 to go.
That's your best ball handler.
It's not done yet,
not
but
done.
it is a 12-point lead for the Mustangs. As Watcha goes for the 1-and-1 and misses it.
Nathan Wild
that
can't
was
connect.
Wild, sorry.
Oh, thrown away, and that's something you don't need right there.
Again, you don't need to push tempo now. Make this team come after you.
You have the lead. Play keep away.
And I think that's probably what Coach Wingenbach's going to remind his players of right now. So a timeout for Cheyenne. We'll be back after the break.
We're back after the short break. Mustangs lead by 12 with less than 2 minutes remaining in this one. Davies trying to make a late game run. Mustangs looking to hang on and avenge their 74-47 loss against Davies a month and a half ago. Turnover.
Good pass, but just not prepared for it. And again, Cheyenne showing some pressure there just to slow Davies down, but Ashton Safransky cut right through.
Oh, long pass. Great pass. Brennan Dick catches it in stride, pulls it back out now. There you go.
The message was sent in the timeout. Time to just slow it down. We have 30 seconds on the shot clock. There's no need to rush. Just take care of the ball. Don't throw it away. And Davies is going to start fouling
there you
here.
Go.
That's
now you get 2 free throws.
And now you get 2 free throws because it's the double bonus. And with 1:35 up 12, you like this.
Yes. Breidenbach nails the first out of 2. Can make the second. But the Eagles are going to have to get something going here now. Ashton Safransky penetrates, finishes with the left hand. 73-62.
Timeout by Davies. I think this is a 30-second. No, full timeout.
So we're going to take another short break. We'll be back after the full timeout. we're back after another timeout.
So set the stage here, 124 to go. Both teams in the bonus, Sheyenne in the double bonus, Davies in the single bonus. 73-62, 11-point lead for Sheyenne. Cheyenne's ball.
Oh, knocked away by Ashton Safransky.
Boy, she's quick. She just turns on the jets and closes that gap so quickly.
It's like she gets her hands on every pass. Ooh.
And
Ashton Safransky almost did it
that's
again.
going to be the 5th foul on Breidenbach. They're going to call her with a push there. So that's her 5th. And that will be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Ashton Safransky and Davies. But Caitlin Haas will be in. So that does hurt. That means Brenna Dick, Haas, and Olivia Manson are going to have to shoulder the ball handling duties.
Great game from Peyton Breidenbach. Nice job, Peyton. Ooh, that's going to be, a right call. Wild. Her body gets her with the body, and that's going to be 2 free throws for Brenna Dick. And that's 4 on Wild. Brenna nails the first. Nails both.
Again, try and slow Davies down a little bit.
Here's Ashton. Throws it away. Brenna Dick comes up with it. Oh. She saw Manson a bit sooner than.
That'll be the 5th on Wild.
Boy, what an impressive performance from the Mustangs. And it looks like, the winning streak is going to continue. It's now going to be up to 9. This is just crazy.
And the huge part of this is
they're such a different team.
They are. It pulls them within a game of Davies. Davies still has a tough game with Red River coming up. Of course, Sheyenne still has Red River coming up. But, what we thought was a foregone conclusion that this was Davies' league to own and have is now not quite as certain as it was.
I think Cheyenne's continuing to prove a lot of people wrong. This could be a potential favorite to make a deep run in the postseason. If they keep playing like this.
Yeah, it's a team that you don't want to face. And that's probably an ill-advised foul by Brenna Dick. That's going to put the Eagles at the line.
And they're peaking at the right time, too.
They are. Yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And, of course you want to win every game, but you want to be playing your best basketball as you wind down the regular season and heading towards March. Great pass.
Oh, was looking for Manson. Manson comes up with it as it was occasionally tipped by Carly Franks.
That's going to send Manson to the line for 2.
Second personal. At the line for the Mustangs is Olivia Manson, shooting 2.
Manson puts in the first. And the second. And Brooke Johnson, she had a great game today as well.
Sheyenne going with a little smaller lineup, kind of some ball handlers, and probably some quicker defenders.
Great take, can't go. Manson gets the rebound.
She was held onto there by Taylor Safransky. She'll go back again.
Wow, and 78-62. I was not expecting this.
Especially after the first half, the halftime score.
Well, we thought it was going to come down to the wire too, and Mustangs pulled away right at the end. $18-point lead now.
Well, Coach Wingenbach said it as Taylor Safransky launches an air ball there. He said he felt good about what his team had put in, what they had installed, how they were going to handle what Davies does to them. And man, a man of his word here. Sheyenne was every bit prepared. You know, a couple times that the pressure got to them, and that was early in the second half. As
Manson fires, and that is the dagger, the nail in the coffin.
But wow, what a great job of handling the pressure. And
the Mustang faithful is happy, especially on senior
night,
senior afternoon, whatever you want to call it. The Mustangs are going to win this by 21 as they come in here. They just absolutely outplay and out-hustle the Davies Eagles. And the winning streak stays alive. It's now 9 in a row for this Mustang squad. And they have bumped their record up to 12-3. Davies drops to 13-2. Impressive performance is all I can say. I'm just speechless, really. This girls team, they're peaking at the right time. This is going to be huge for them.
They are, and again, I know it sounds cliche, but you know, confidence just it's such a fickle thing, you know. But when it lands on you and you have it, man, it is so valuable, and you don't question things, and you just do what you have to. Unbelievable performance by the Sheyenne girls today. We're going to step away for a couple commercials and be back for a little post-game analysis and preview of the coming weeks of the EDC season as we see the Mustangs defeat the #1 Davies Eagles 83-62.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
I kind of wonder where to even begin about what I love about Touchmark. It's everything. It's the time with the residents. It's my team. I work with wonderful individuals every single day. I love the people, and my job is to connect with them, and that's a pretty great job to have, that you get to make genuine, real connections with our residents and our team members. It's just the overall community. That is Touchmark. That's what I love.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
In this place, we see potential like nowhere else. Here, vision is boundless. That's why we never settle. We look for the moments when everything becomes possible. The moments that inspire us to make every day better. In this place, there's no such thing as good. There's only great. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
Mustang fans, these game summary highlights sponsored by Touchmark at Harwood Groves, a full-service retirement community complete with a health and fitness club, offering fitness classes, personal training, and more so you can stay active with your grandkids for years to come. Visit touchmarkfargo.com to learn more. And Dan, what an afternoon of basketball it was. Two great games. The Davies boys came out on top, but for the girls, the Mustangs come out on top with an 83-62 victory. They win by 21 to avenge a 27-point loss to Davies a month and a half ago.
Boy, I don't know if there's enough adjectives to describe how well Sheyenne played today for the girls in terms of handling the pressure that Davies had, taking Davies' best shots, digging deep, finding that grit to really hang on and play well. It was a fantastic effort. Coach Wingenbach said before the game, he liked their chances. He liked what they had installed. He felt like they were ready. He was kind of disappointed they didn't get to play on Tuesday, but he thought, hey, this is still, similar to what they handled with Devils Lake last night, and they were ready to go, and man, were they ready.
Oh, it was just awesome to see because, the table's completely turned. Cheyenne, we've been saying it. They're a different team now. I mean, that loss to Davies was early in the season. They weren't the same team, and now we're seeing the real silo and the potential they truly have. I mean, this is going to be a team to watch in the next few weeks.
Well, they certainly should be. They have everything that you need as far as a team. They have some length with Metcalf and Sanders. They rebound it well. They're shooting it phenomenally well with players like Olivia Manson. Lauren Fagerwin cashed in on a couple of threes today. And then you've got Brenna Dick. You've got Peyton Breidenbach. They're able to get penetration and get to the basket. Everyone's playing their role really well, and that's the sign of a great team. No one's trying to do too much. Everyone's just doing their role and relying on the fact that the other people are going to do the same thing. And fantastic effort today. And this is a really good Davies team, and maybe they didn't have their best game in terms of, I know they struggled a little bit from the line or from the field shooting in the first half and those sorts of things. But I don't think Coach Tona Safransky would say that, Cheyenne didn't deserve this win. I would think she would say they just got outplayed. And, maybe a wake-up call for Davies. But as you're heading down the stretch here, this opens up things tremendously. And we said you probably don't want to be the team opposite of Davies who might still very well hold that 1 seed. You don't want to be that 4 seed for that second-round game of the EDC tournament. And Cheyenne took a great step today in terms of avoiding that and moving into that second or third position.
Yeah, well, and when it's this time of the year, I said earlier, you have to expect the unexpected. And, it was just what made this victory so awesome for the Mustangs, too, is they did it on a senior night. I think that was really special, especially for, Fagerlund and Manson to come in here and beat Davies by 21, a solid opponent, and to absolutely lopsided. I think that's what made it extra special.
Yeah, I would wonder when the last time was Fargo Davies was beaten by 21 points. I don't recall what the final was of that state championship game last year, but this is a really solid Davies club. And we saw what they did to West Fargo just last night, beating them by 35. So fantastic effort today by Cheyenne. And, in that boys game, they just had trouble scoring today. Mike Nile was struggled from the field, and even though Caleb Larson had the 7 threes, they just didn't have a lot of offense beyond that, and probably credit to what Bart Manson's Davies Eagles did in terms of defending and making it difficult for Cheyenne. But as we mentioned at the end of the first game, Cheyenne beat Davies by 7 at Davies. Davies wins by 6 today. That one single point may mean the difference in seeding when it comes to the EDC tournament. So this will be an exciting next 2-3 weeks.
Yes, it's the best time of the year for basketball. That is going to do it. Thank you for tuning in to these 2 broadcasts today. It was a great afternoon in basketball. Mustang fans, make sure you subscribe to Mustang Media so you can get notifications on when we go live for events, whether it's concerts or sports, whatever we post a variety of content. So that's going to do it. The Davies boys came in here and won 70-64, but the girls come out later this afternoon and they beat Davies 83-62. So for Jackson Miller,
I'm Dan Wolf.
Mustang Media is out. We'll see you next week.
Inside my DNA.